I've got a question about a Liverpool character that's just baffled me.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, he used to show up in my town with us and start feeling my mates' muscles and jumping on their backs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was in Arizona for 17 years, come back, and he's on the front page of the fucking newspaper, still doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Are you able to talk about Aki and say how he's got away with this for so long?
Aaron Akabihi. Yeah. All I say about Aaron Akabihi, right, is it's a racial slur to call him purple. Yeah, right. And it's become known. Yeah. What happened on the railway tracks? Yeah, right. Somebody died. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I know Akin Arabihi. Yeah. I know him personally. Yeah, right. And I asked him the question. I asked him, are you gay? Yeah. Why do you like to feel muscles? Yeah. Akin Arabihi said, no, he isn't gay. And I believe him. Yeah. And he likes the male aesthetics. He likes bodybuilding shows and the male aesthetics. Yeah. There's a lot of chat and talk about him. Yeah, right. And there's no two ways about it. He has felt muscles up. Yeah, right. But also, yeah, right. He was vilified as a bogeyman. Yeah, right. This isn't me condoning any of the allegations against him. I'm just saying I've had allegations made against me that are not true. Yeah. And I've asked the man, I've sat as close as I am with you, and I've asked, I said to him, I don't, what's it all about, lad? Yeah, right. All this stuff and that I'm hearing about you. Yeah, because Akin Arabihi, for me personally, police officer Marcus Coast stopped me in Operation Town Safe, which was to stop a flow of contraband through the Mersey Tunnel. Yeah, right. The random stopping of vehicles. When I got stopped 4 times in a week, I questioned the random nature of it. Yeah, right. We ended up having a fight. They ended up arresting me for stealing my own laptop because I put my laptop in the boot. Yeah. Marcus Coase and Sergeant Rohan pulled me in the van by the ears and nearly ripped my ears off. Yeah, right. A thug in a uniform, still in a uniform today. Yeah, right. A racist thug in a uniform that works on the Wirral. When Norman Betterson closed down the Operation Support Group, which was the boot boys for the police, he closed it down. Yeah, right. Working out of St. Anne's, they all got sent over to the Wirral. Yeah, right. So every time I was going on, it was like crossing the border for me. You understand? Marcus Coast said, I beat him so bad, karateed his ass, yeah, that he was off work for 2 weeks. Now, it happened on a Friday. It happened on a Friday night. The incident happened on a Friday night. Aaron Akabihi done research for me, yeah, and found that on the Saturday, Marcus Coast played rugby for New Brighton. And the powerful Marcus Coast run down the wing and scored a try. I'm charged. I'm in Crown Court. Yeah, right. I'm charged with police assault, stealing my own laptop and something else. And I'm in the back of the court like that. I'm laughing. Yeah, because I prepared my own brief. A monkey could have won this case. Yeah, right. So I got this bad. I said, I'm sitting. I prepared my own brief. This is what you're going to do. Yeah. My old evidence. Marcus Coast is in the dock. And he say, Mr. French beat me up. I was off work. I was this, I was that, and the other. And then me barrister comes to him. And as he comes to him, he sees the logo. There's a logo like that. But it's the 3 feathers of the Prince of Wales Club. So he knows what it is. And I watch him start to sway. And we make him read out the match report from the dock. He says, the powerful Marcus Coast ran down the wing and scored a try. Yeah, the judge goes to him. Aren't you Marcus Coast? No, Your Honour. That's not me. Yeah, denied his own name. Yeah, denied his own name. I burst out laughing in the court. Yeah, the judge goes to me, "What do you find funny, Mr. French?" Yeah, I said, "Him, he's got the colour of boiled shite. Yeah, he's Marcus Coast. That's him. Yeah, you need to stop this trial now." Yeah, and he did. Yeah, the trial was stopped. Yeah, didn't get found not guilty, didn't it? The trial was stopped because of the rebuttal evidence. And Aaron Akabihi provided me with that information. Yeah, right. When anybody ever speaks to me and they say to me, "You know Purple Lackey," I say to them, his name's not Purple Lackey. Because they call him Purple, as in an aubergine. You're that black, you're purple. Yeah. It's a racist slur. Yeah. He's had a hard time upbringing in care. Yeah, right. His love for the aesthetics of the male body is his own affair. Yeah. Whatever happened on the railway where the kid died, yeah. May the young man rest in peace. I don't know what happened, yeah, but I know that he got a sex asbo without ever even being convicted of a sex offence. They put it on him for 2 years, and he used to write to the chief constable at his home. The chief constable got him done for harassment. They kept him in prison for a year. Yeah. And I think he's had $250,000 out of them, in payments because of the illegal things that they've done to him. So there's a whole other side to what goes on with Akin Arabihi. Yeah. And he's one of the only guys that I have to look up to because he's huge, mate. He is a very, very big. He is a very, very big guy. The interesting fact is how I first came across him was he felt my nephew's muscles. Yeah. He felt my nephew's muscles, and I had to interview him over it. Yeah, right. That it wasn't a done thing. And to stay away from my family, and if it happens again, there'll be problems. You're right. So I know he does that, and I don't condone that. Yeah, right. But I also don't condone the vilification that he's taken. Yeah, and what's happened to him. Yeah, right. And I know there's a family in Birkenhead who's lost. There's a girl I've watched videos of her who lost a boyfriend. Yeah. And I feel her pain. Yeah, because I've lost my brother to murder. Yeah, so I feel her pain. Yeah, right. And I don't excuse him for doing that, for what his involvement in was that. But he never went to prison for that. You're right. I don't know what the story was. You're right. And I don't know. So at the risk of everybody saying, yeah, because you're a pedo like him, Akin Arabihi's my friend. I consider Akin Arabihi a friend. I've questioned him about his penchants. Yeah, right, and what he's doing. Yeah. He says he's admitted that he feels muscles. Yeah. He admits that he goes to the bodybuilding shows. Yeah. He tells me he's never had sex with a man. Yeah. He tells me, I think at that time when I spoke to him, he was a virgin. Yeah, he told me he was a virgin. Yeah, right. And I hope he doesn't mind me saying that, because what I'm speaking now, yeah, right, I'm going against the whole grain of Liverpool, and I get a lot of comments for this, and I know I will. Yeah, right. And I'll say he's my friend. Yeah, he's my friend, right, because I've been vilified like a monster. I've been put out there as the bogeyman. Yeah, as a snitch and nonsense, and none of it was true. Yeah, you're right. I do know that he likes the male aesthetics. He likes going to watch bodybuilding shows. Yeah. And I do know that at times he's taken that too far. And I've took him to task over that. And I've told him, you've got to pack that behaviour in, and you can't be doing that to people. And he'll tell you that. Yeah. Right. But then, we've had a leader of the country that was throwing boys off a boat. Yeah, right. And we still hail him as a great person. So there's two sides to every story. You're right. So my personal thing about Akin Arabihi, yeah, right, is he's being used as a bogeyman. Yeah. There's a lot of racial stuff behind it. Yeah, right. But he's his own worst enemy with stalking boys and feeling the muscles, because it appears that that's true.
Yeah, he felt my friend's muscles,
Yeah.
but he also was hanging out with my mate Wildman, who was my co-defendant, the big guy. And Wildman said he was in a situation in my hometown, and there was a load of lads against him, and Aki intervened and saved him. So obviously there is this other side to Aki. Do you think Aki would come on to give his side?
I can ask him for you.
Yeah.
I can ask. Listen, I can get hold of him and I can ask him for you. Whether he will, I can't say. Yeah. But I think it would be a great idea. I think he'd give you a great show. Yeah, right. But he's got difficult questions, because I asked him the difficult question, Shaun. I said, "What is it with you and the muscles, mate? Sitting like I am with you in his flat in Sunnyside. Yeah. What is it?" Because when he came out of prison, I'd go and see him and give him money. Yeah, right. Because Atkins always helped me. Yeah, right. Because he's got a fine legal brain. Yeah. I don't know how he gets into the judges' rooms and gets on the judges' phones. I don't know how he was doing all that. Yeah, right. But he also knows a lot about them judges. Yeah, right. Who also like feeling muscles and going a bit further. Yeah. I've got to be careful. Yeah. Not to sound like I support sexual invasion of anybody, because I don't. You understand? I don't. You're right. And I don't forgive him for it. I've told him about it, told him it's got to stop, and I spoke to him about it. But I also know he's vilified for a lot of stuff that he doesn't do. Yeah, right. He's helped me. He's never done nothing wrong to me. Yeah, and I've got no problem saying he's my friend, in spite of the muscle feeling and the aesthetics. Because I've heard he's trapped somebody in a chair and he's bummed him. And I've heard all kind of things about him. And I've asked him about that. He's denied that stuff to me. There was one kid. Who's the kid? Where he says he had him in the courtroom. I was lifting him or squatting him or something and rubbing himself on him. Yeah. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. And if I was him and it wasn't true, I'd come on and answer those questions. Yeah. If I was him and if I wasn't true, right? And if he's got a refusal to come on and explain those difficult questions, because I know you would ask him them. I know you would ask him the difficult questions. Yeah. Well, then that only lends itself to other people's things, because I've come on and been asked the difficult questions. What is it about the non-stuff, Stephen? What is it about the grass stuff, Stephen? What is it about you raping the kids, Stephen? And I've come on and I've answered the questions fully and frankly, yeah, right, because they're not true. So if this stuff isn't true about Akin, like he's saying it isn't true, come and answer the questions. You've got an invite, yeah? Come and answer the questions, yeah, you're right, and put your side of the events. If you don't, yeah, right. Well, then people are entitled to believe that you can't answer those questions, and there's more likely this true. I know I'll get a lot of flack for what I've said in terms of actually saying Aaron Akabiki is a friend of mine. Yeah, I haven't seen him for years. Yeah, we had a little falling out over a lad that we both know, but I'll make contact with him. Yeah, right, and he'll see this. You're right, and I'm not pro his activity, because there is some smoke to that fire. I know from my own nephew, your nephew, there is some smoke to that fire. Yeah, you're right. That's behaviour that he has to arrest and stop. Yeah, because it's unacceptable. Yeah, and it leads to all the problems here. Whether he's homosexual and being raping boys, I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe that. Yeah. Because is there anybody that's actually said he's raped them?
Not that I know.
Yeah, well, either do I. Yeah, you're right. Either do I. Something about the chair. Something about it. I've heard a story about a chair. Yeah, right. But he's being used as a bogeyman. Yeah, he's being used as a bogeyman, and he was in care himself. Yeah, right. He's a very intelligent, articulate guy, but he's as scary as fuck. He is a scary guy, physically to look at. Yeah, right. Because of his size and because of how dark he is. You're right. But everywhere you see, you're right. It's paper lackey, and it's a racial slur. Yeah, to call him paper lackey is a racial slur. It shouldn't be allowed. You're right, and it shouldn't be allowed to just to appear in stuff about him. And I'd love him to come on your show and answer the questions. I'd love him to come on the show and you to put the difficult questions to him. You're right. So and then you can ask him. You can ask him. You can say, Stephen sets it up. Stephen said he asked you he asked you in your flat. You're right, because everything I'm saying to you, I'm aware it's going to go out. So I'm aware that if I'm telling lies about anybody, I'm going to be in trouble. You understand? So I've spoke to him about that. Yeah, and because he's helped me. You're right. And because I choose to believe that he likes bodybuilding shows and got an issue with touching muscles, which he needs to sort out. Yeah. And if he does this, I haven't spoken to him for a while, but I've always been friendly with him. Is the better way to put it. Yeah. And if I seen him, I would say hello to him and I would stop and I would talk to him. Yeah, and I would ask him how he's getting on and what's going on with him, because he's being vilified. Yeah, you're right. Is there some justification to his vilifying? I have to say yes. Because I've got a nephew that didn't like getting his arm touched. Yeah. And I have to accept that that's true. Yeah, right. And I also have to accept that that's unacceptable. Yeah. But it doesn't make him a rapist of men. Yeah. It doesn't make him a rapist of men. Yeah, right. I don't know what it makes him. I know the behavior is unacceptable. And I think your idea of inviting him to a podcast is excellent, and if I can facilitate that, I will. Have you ever tried to get him on?
So Wild Man, because he's got this relationship with him from years ago.
Yeah.
I think he's working on something, because we got the Liverpool studio as well.
Yeah.
But nothing's been said yet.
Has he spoke to him?
No, but he's got a guy, an intermediary, I think.
I can find him. I can find him. He's a very contrary guy. I can. He'll say no for the sake of no. You understand? Yeah. I'm going to endeavour to persuade him too. Because I'd like, for them to answer those questions. Yeah, in this kind of setting. Yeah, you're right. Because one of the things with the podcast and what I've done and what a lot of people have picked up on, you're right, is you don't have to remember when you're telling the truth. Yeah, you're right. You only have to remember lies. Yeah, right. So people have said to me, "Yes, Stephen, you can see you're telling the truth. The truth's shining out of me." Yeah. What I did notice, right, and this came from the smack on the head, is I've developed a stammer and a stutter. I never had that before I got whacked on the head. This is another result of being falsely accused of rape. It's left me with a speech impediment. Yeah. So there's and I'll finish on this. There's that I'm focusing on massive men accused of serious sexual incidents falsely. Yeah, combined. Yeah, right, with my mentoring work with young people that want to be saved. Yeah. I'm not trying to save everybody that want to be directed into education, training, entrepreneur stuff. Yeah, right. We'll set up programs for them. We've got an interesting. It's going to be an interesting 5 years. Yeah, right. You remember Joseph Stalin? Yeah. Well, forget what he did to the kulaks for a second. Yeah, right. And think about his 5-year plans, his 5-year industrial plans. He took Russia from an agricultural society into an industrial power by the nature of his 5-year plans. I'm not condoning what he did to his own people, because he killed more people than Saddam Hussein and Adolf Hitler put together. What I'm saying is I do 5-year plans. I work to 5-year plans to make something. And I did the book, started the book 2008. I gave myself to 2013 to get the movie made. And we were in Cannes in 2012. I had a movie script done, yeah, right? And then I had my incident in Liverpool city centre, running around like a madman with a machete and a fake gun. Yeah, and ended up in prison. I'm the other side of that, Shaun. Yeah. And I'm going to have another go. Yeah, I'm going to have another go, yeah, right, of visualizing my dream, yeah, and doing that. And to wind it up, is there anything that you would like to ask me?
The only last question I've got then is, because you said you had dealings with Curtis Warren.
Yeah.
How's he doing now?